Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity. And today I'm up with KSCRAFT project shares, and also the book that we did last week. I've completed it, and now we can see how many pages will fit in it to kind of, give it equal distance from cover to cover. So let's get to that book first. Right, this is the book that we made. I'll put it that way so that it fits in. All of the measurements were done last week, and I only did 4 pages. Now, what it does hold is 6. So just going to flick through. If you remember, last week we didn't do the inside covers. These pages were not there. And all of this paper is Snap Click Supplies Cartabella Home Sweet Home, which is a beautiful paper. Love that one with the little aprons on it. So we did do the pockets last week and showed how to do that. I have cut a few tags and stuck them in the pockets, and of course the paper clips, which are also KSCRAFT. So did all of the inside covers. Here's one of those little envelopes, and I didn't do it properly, did I? So this time I kind of did straighten it up, and I put a little tag in there, and I wanted to show that they do fit inside those lovely pocket slits that also come with this embellishment book die, is what it's called. But you can put whatever you want to in it. I mean, that could just be completely stacked up with recipe cards. So more tags again that I cut from that set. So anybody, that kind of wants to see what that paper looks like, you get all kinds of wood grains, and I just use garden twine because I do like natural looking stuff. And then you got that lovely pink floral and another pocket again. So flipping that over, and we've got another slit, and you can just slide your tags in and out of those slits. There's that apron again. There's that lovely recipe script. And then turn it over. I added that one. And of course, this one is the back page. So when you stand it on end, now that it's got 6 pages in it instead of 4, and if I fan them out, you can see that there is an equal distance there, cover to cover. So 6 pages is definitely what it will hold, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And going back to that envelope die, I did do the bigger one, and I cut blessings into that one so that you can see a close-up. The details are just absolutely fabulous. Now the envelope liner, which I've actually glued into there, you don't have to. That can be slidey in and outy, and then the emboss section that I've used to the back of the envelope, you could actually emboss it here so that it can be removed and you can see the work on the front of it. But I've done mine in heavyweight craft cardstock, but it really is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm pretty sure that this is going to fit into a pocket if I can find one. It will fit into the slit, but I've got the smaller one in there. So if I find a pocket, yeah, let's go with this one here. And it is an embellishment book, so you can cram as much as that kind of 1/4 inch border that it gives you. In fact, it's probably a little bit more than 1/4 of an inch. So you can see I've got 2 tags, I've got a paper clip, and I've got an envelope. So when I close that up, do you see, you've still got loads of space. You could shove even more into that gap there, so you can put it a larger envelope. So, junk journaling, embellishment book as KSCRAFT calls it, or whatever you want to be. It's just an absolutely fabulous little book. It really, really is. It's just one of those that, when you get the die out, you're just going to make loads of them. And just great. Love it. And of course, if you don't want to fasten your whole page down at the top, you can just glue it around the 3 edges, leave that open, and then you can stuff stuff inside. So that is my little book finished. Right. And I also use the envelope tie correctly. Right, next up I did the Memdex, and I did it really simply. And if you want to see it as a shaker, then KSCRAFT has actually done it as a shaker. But you know, one of the things that I wanted to talk about is the aperture that this bit leaves. Because if you wanted to do a more grown-up card and do your own thing, then use that aperture, place it down on your sheet of cardstock. You can stencil all of your colours through it, and while it's fastened down, you can stamp Happy Easter, you could stamp a little bunny rabbit, and then when you lift it off, you've got a gorgeous stenciled silhouette that's fully stamped and everything. So if you're not into cute, then you can certainly make the aperture that comes from this totally grown up, because it's just a gorgeous size. And I'm going to measure this because I don't believe that I measured it on the haul. So here we go. From top of ear to bottom, I'm going to say is 5 5/8 of an inch. And then the width, which is absolutely fabulous. And I'm going up with my ruler just to see where that ear overhangs, and I'm going to say it's 3 1/4 inches with the width of the ear. But you can make that as cute or as grown up as you want to. But as I said, you know, the actual aperture that's left from this is going to make a fabulous card. And I wish I'd have had time to do it today, but I just don't. And I'm sorry, but I am going to be back up with, I've got 2 items from KSCRAFT, and I'm going to be back up with those next week. So maybe we'll do the bunny aperture for that one. And I'm actually going to be up with the DIY art bin haul tomorrow, and then projects from that the day after, for those of you who like DIY art bin. But it's just wonderful. I just love multi-use. I mean, you know, it's flat like that. It can be totally grown up, or it can be a shaker, and it can be really cute. So entirely up to you. Right, the next thing that I made is the bag topper, and I also used one of the bows. So that's another set that I managed to use, and stick them in my craft cardstock again because I just love the weight of it. And I used a little bit of Dollar Tree lace trim at the top, and this is Snap Click Supply again, although off the top of my head I can't quite remember which pack this comes from. But if you go along to Snap Click Supply, it's all of the Carter Bella, Echo Park, you know, Jennifer Bursett, Laurie, oh, I've forgotten her name. Well, you know, there's some big names, you know, Basic Grey, which doesn't make scrapbook paper anymore. They actually do fabrics now. And if you're into fabric and you like to do junk journaling, you know, little scraps of their fabric would look gorgeous. And of course, Cosmo Cricket, which is one of my favourites. But it's just nice to take a trip down memory lane with all those wonderful scrapbook papers, and you print them all yourself. So this is the bag topper, and this is the larger one. So, and that is the smaller bow. And the pink resin rose is from AliExpress, and if I can still find them, I will link them. And it's 4 1/2 inches across when made. So if I flip it over, you can see these are the bits here that are going to fasten and glue or tape to your bag. So your bag is going to come out from the bottom of that, and you can fill that with whatever you wanted to. But I just think it's so sweet. Right, I thank you so much for joining me today. Have an absolutely wonderful day, and as usual, all links below. Bye.